The moment you talk about depression, the consciousness, because consciousness is the one which leads on to everything. What do you think you become?
So you're saying that so long we were talking about physical and mental, it is connected. So now you're saying that even if we are thinking it or even if we are saying it, it can manifest itself?
Yes. It may look a little bit odd to the scientific mind, but it's pure science. That is the quantum science. So now you keep thinking that now ஒரு mental patient, நான் வந்து depressive patient, எனக்கு எப்பவுமே depressionல தான் இருக்கும், இவங்க எப்பவுமே depressive தான். So you label somebody and you make them sick.
And words have that power.
Yes, words have the everything because the word comes from the mind. Mind is the one which says that, and you label yourself and you become sick. அது எப்படி நான் வாயில சொன்னா எனக்கு வயிற்று வலி வருமா? வயிற்று வலி won't come immediately. The changes will start inside. It will happen after some time down the line.
Oh my God,
that's the science of the quantum science.
You're tuned in to Chennai Live 104.8. My name is Shilpa Menon, and today we're taking the opportunity to talk about International Mental Health Awareness Month. Now, I know that May has just flown by, but this is one topic that is here to stay. And of course, to take us through this topic itself, in the studios with us, we have Dr. Mohanaselvan from Koncept Wellness. Good morning, Doctor. Thank you so much for joining us.
Morning.
I have to say, you have traveled the world, Doctor. You have, looked at this particular topic and your expertise from all different geographic locations. How forward are we in India? Okay, do you think we are aware of mental health? Do you think that we need a little bit more of an awareness? Where do we stand?
To be honest, we are not very lagging behind.
Okay.
But we are not up to date with the Western world. And the awareness of mental health is very less in India. Right? So people, when they think about mental health, they only think about psychiatrists and psychiatric medicine, and they think it is like a stigma, I don't want to tell, or something like that. But mental health is not that bad, because everyone go through different parts of our life, some difficulty in our mental status. But if it is persistent and it is affecting our daily routine and our profession and our life and relationships and things like that, then we need to put a little bit more into that and probably get a proper professional guidance, I would say, not necessarily as a psychiatrist or something like that. There are a lot of other people who can be of help, just like a counselors and a general doctor can also give you. But if it's an established mental disease, which are we call as a schizophrenia, and there are some conditions like obsessive compulsive neurosis, and these are all diseases which definitely require some professional guidance. But it is not that so very difficult like what it was a couple of years before, or I would say decades before. Now things have become very, very easy, and it is easy to diagnose and also easy to regulate it, I would say harmonize it.
But that's lovely, because it does seem like we are making a whole lot of progress. So, Doctor, like in light of what you were just saying, what is the need for, a month like mental awareness internationally? What is the need to have, 31 days just to, enlighten people about this? Is there still a need in 2022?
Of course, yes. Because our lives revolve around the mental health. Because you may be perfectly healthy. A person can be absolutely healthy in terms of his physical wellness. But if he is not mentally well, he may not be able to socialize, he may not be able to have a good relationship with the family, he may not have a good relationship with the friends and the society and things like that. Or because of some unknown reason which he may not be aware of, he goes into a situation like a shell where he has no solution because of lack of awareness. If he knows that these are all things which have solutions, then it will be easy for them to get a guidance and get out of this crap. A few years before, they said that mental diseases are incurable.
Right.
Generally, in terms of allopathic concepts or how we were taught or things like that, 30 years before, 40 years before, it is thought to be incurable. But then later on, they found out it is nothing but because of the play of the neurotransmitters in the brain.
Okay.
And these neurotransmitters can be increased or decreased by giving proper nutrition, by giving proper
lifestyle
nutritional
changes,
support or supplements and things like that, minerals and things like that. And also, they found out that a little bit of awareness creation by way of having a good lifestyle, like sleeping for a longer period of time, getting out of stress, and stress reduction. Stress plays a very major role. You keep working continuously 7 days a week, and because you want, then you will definitely land up in some problem or other. So identifying the process and then getting it corrected has changed the complete scenario on the horizon, where you can see many of the diseases what we thought earlier as an incurable. See, again, if you say not in terms of mental health, like in terms of cancer, okay,
Right.
for example, cancer was thought as a degenerative disease, is incurable. Now there are many cancers which are because of the virus. So when you give an antivirus treatment, or if you address the virus in a proper way by enhancing the immune system, they are
It is
curable.
cured.
So this is again a relative because of the knowledge what we have. The new research and these things are bringing out or throwing more light on things which is happening inside, and many of the diseases so called incurable have been able to get well completely. We have two types of conditions.
Okay.
Mental illness, if we talk about, one is called as a psychosomatic disease. Okay, people come to us with a problem of the body, but the causative factor is not
It's
in
in
the
the
body, it's in the mind.
Mind. Okay.
There's another condition called as soma-psychic disease or disorder, I would say, where the problem is in the body, but it creates a problem in the mind.
Okay.
See, if I have a chronic, let's say, abdomen pain, stomach pain, I'm not able to take my food properly because it's burning sensation or bloating, or I'm getting constipated. Simple condition,
Right.
day-to-day life. No, I get upset because I'm not able to live a normal life. So this upsets
Affects
create
your
a
mind.
which goes into a state of depression because it's happening every day in and day out.
Okay.
Right? If I'm having one day and the next day I'm okay, I will not be worried about that. I can see something bright next day. But here I'm been suffering with that, so naturally I'll get into this depression. So this is, we cannot say that there is these conditions are isolatedly mental alone, isolatedly physical
Physical.
alone. It's
Okay.
always a combination most of the time. This is one of the most abused word, I would say. Right? They really don't know the meaning. For whatever emotions they have, they say that I am depressed.
Depressed.
So we need to put in a lot of questions to find out whether really it is a depression or just, see, sadness, happiness are all day-to-day lives changes in
Emotions.
every human being, no matter what. But only when you have to address this if it is prolonged, and if it is keep happening again and again and again, in spite of your conscious effort to get out of that, and maybe something you try to get a more sleep or something, still you are not able to, then it is going into a state of depression.
So what?
So for people, what they think is even a small alteration, they label themselves
As
like,
depressed.
there are people who have a slight alteration in let's say blood sugar. They label themselves now sugar patient, now sugar patient. The moment you talk about that, your consciousness make you a diabetic. The moment you talk about depression, the consciousness, because consciousness is the one which leads on to everything. What you think you become.
So 1 second. So you're saying that so long we were talking about physical and mental, it is connected. So now you're saying that even if we are thinking it, or even if we are
course.
saying it, it
Yes,
can manifest itself.
Yes. What you think you become. That's the science of consciousness, and that's the science of quantum. See, in our state, in Tamil Nadu, simple example, let me tell you. நிறைய நகை போடாத கண்ணு வச்சிருவாங்க.
Correct.
It is so absurd. நான் நகை போட்டா யார் கண்ணு வைக்கிறது, எனக்கு என்ன? எனக்கு இஷ்டம் இருக்கு, நான் போட்டுக்கிறேன், நான் பெரிய கார் வாங்கிக்கிறேன். But you know what? Quantum science says things will never change if you don't look at it. Meaning that, in other words, anything that is being looked into for more number of times, there is a change in the wearer or the incidence.
So is it in our mind? Is that
No, it is not in your mind. It is a purely science which changes inside your atomic level.
Wow.
It has been proven if you go open a YouTube and see that what is quantum science and things like that. You can see a machine gun which is hitting electrons into a target millions of times without any problem, alters its target by just a view of that target by a person standing outside, not connected to the machine at all, just the view. It is proven, it is there. It is not my own explanation or anything like that. The thing is the observer effect. It is called the observer
the
effect.
observer effect,
Right?
okay?
So நிறைய நகை போட்டிருக்கா, எல்லாரும் அழகா இருக்கு, நல்லா இருக்கே, அழகா இருக்கே. Then the person who is wearing will get sick or something like that. It may look a little bit odd to the scientific mind, but it's pure science. That is the quantum science. So now you keep thinking that நான் ஒரு மென்டல் பேஷண்ட்டு, நான் வந்து டிப்ரெசிவ் பேஷண்ட்டு, எனக்கு எப்பவுமே டிப்ரெஷனில் தான் இருக்கும், இவங்க எப்பவுமே டிப்ரெசிவ் தான். So you label somebody and you make them sick.
And words have that power.
Yes, words
Wow.
have the everything because the word comes from the mind. Mind is the one which says that, and you label yourself and you become sick. அது எப்படி நான் வாயில சொன்னா எனக்கு வயிற்று வலி வருமா? வயிற்று வலி won't come immediately. The changes will start inside. It will happen after some time down the line.
Oh my God.
That's the science of the quantum science.
I have to ask you one question, doctor. நம்ம எதெல்லாம் டிப்ரெஷன் இல்ல அப்படின்னு நிறைய பேசியாச்சு. What exactly is depression? அதுக்கு ஒரு simple explanation இருக்கா? As in, not as a definition, but I know a lot of us, we throw around the word depression, but from an expertise point of view.
It is very simple. If you are lacking happiness, you are in a state of depression.
So a lot of us are going to now be like, oh,
that's why everyone says that I am depressed, depressed, because it's the other side of the coin.
Okay.
The other side of the happiness is the sadness or the depression part of it.
Okay.
So you see the same thing, and it is always said that happiness is your choice. No matter what the situation is, you can be happy or sad.
Correct.
So if you understand that this is nothing but the other side, you can change yourself.
So sadness is also our choice.
But deficiency of happiness.
Is sadness
Put
also
more
our
happiness
choice?
into your life, depression is gone. What we do in integrated medicine is we always don't treat the symptoms. Of course, we do that, but we create the awareness first. We tell them why you have this problem, and then what probably are the reasons and what can be done for this. Okay, in terms of non-pharmaceutical treatment as well as pharmaceutical treatment, we give more importance to the non-pharmaceutical treatment, because that is most of the time being the basic simple cost, like supplementation with good nutrition. Sleep for 8 hours, especially night sleep. You have to just not
in the afternoon.
Sleep in the sleep in the 3 o'clock till you see a movie 3 a.m. and go sleep up to 12 o'clock. That is very bad, because that will more harm your body. So these are all the lifestyle changes. We tell them and then make a correction. Our intestine is called as, our gut is called as the second brain. You know where is the highest level of secretion of happiness hormone?
Is it in our
stomach? Only the gut.
Oh my God.
Gut produces 80% of the serotonin happiness hormone. If your serotonin is not secreted by that or synthesized by that gut, you get into constipation, you get into depression, you get into all sorts of problems.
Is this why people always say follow your gut instinct?
That is again another very important thing. Gut is not, that's just simple carry of God won't create anything which is simple. He always created things which are multitasking. We don't find the reason at this point of time. The technology is not there to understand what it does. Previously we never knew about the serotonin coming from this, and now they say everything is defined, including your thought process, your liking, and everything is defined by the microbiome. That is the bacteria inside your gut.
Wow.
They only define your mental health, your emotional health.
Shocking.
If they are good, you will be good. If they are disturbed, you will have a disturbance. It can be a cause for many diseases like chronic, degenerative, neurodegenerative diseases, or because of the problem in the gut. Your emotional problem or psychiatric problem, anything are from the gut. Just by correcting the gut, bringing the bacteria back into balance, and giving the bacteria good food, like good fibers and things like that, you can create a phenomenal internal milieu and become healthy. We have a concept, let's say for example in Chinese concept, every organ controls an emotion. Your liver controls anger. Influences, I would say, not controls, influences anger. Your heart influences happiness, joy and happiness. Your spleen controls agony or brooding. Your lung controls sadness or depression. And your kidneys control fear. So almost all of them are interrelated to that.
Like a machine.
Yeah, because emotions are nothing but a different dimension of your existence. You have a physical existence, emotional, mental, and spiritual. These are all the different dimensions. Of course, another 7 dimensions, 11 to 12 dimensions, we cannot say that, because no proof, but scientifically
this is what we know.
Yeah. So with the existing level of knowledge, we have multiple level of the existence of the human body. So any dimension having any problem will have an impact on the other dimension, because it's in the same way. I tell you one thing, even if you worst depression, just go and lie down on your lap of your mother, you feel better. What treatment did she do? Emotion and other things are all there, but the energy that comes from the mother has a healing and harmonizing impact.
Wow.
That is also measurable.
So it's not just the physical,
it's not physical, that's what it is.
Lovely.
So the emotion has multidimensional influence to that. You have to have 8 hours of sleep to give at least 1/3 of the one day, 24 hours. You need to give your brain and
Rest.
your internal organs some rest, because not internal organ, all of them don't take rest. If your heart starts taking rest, we are finished, right?
Or
But the
area we
thing
will
is,
take rest.
yeah, so but you need to give your mind rest, right? And that too, very very importantly, people think that you can sleep any 8 hours in the day. அது மாதிரிலாம் கிடையாது. Night sleep is the most ideal. 10 to 6 the best time to sleep.
To sleep.
1 hour or 2 hours plus or minus because of various factors is okay. But if you are going to sleep like from 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock and go up to 10, 11 o'clock, you are harming your body more. You are surging the cortisol, which is very important, which make you wake up, energetic, fresh and all, will not be there. You will wake up tired.
I'm sure
After sleep, you need to wake up fresh.
Fresh.
Then why do you feel groggy and I'm not able to do all these things? Because your fundamentals are not right.
Okay.
And the second thing is, most important thing is your diet. You have to take food on time. That's most important thing. And the proper food. Proper food in the sense, most of the people know about it, the internet, social media, the calories, this, that. No, don't need to go into all those details.
Okay.
Have 2 or 3 meals a day. 2 meals is also okay if you are making yourself right. But you should not have one day 2 meal and another day 3 meal, because our system, like the digestive system, works on conditioned reflex. If you take every day 8 o'clock, every day it will start secreting acid, and you don't put food to that, you'll start creating an ulcer or any other gastritis or something like that.
Okay.
So you have to be regular on that.
Disciplined when it comes to food.
Relative, I would say, the modern world is very tough, right? But still, you should not go. You always have a call as a corridor of norm. Within that, you can play.
Okay, you don't have to
not
be
go,
either extreme.
Like ECG, you cannot shoot up and then come down, right?
Okay.
So those things, the sleep, the food, and another very important thing is you have to look into your breathing also. You need to have a proper breathing, because when you drive or when you are in a stressful condition, you breathe through half. Why we call our breathing as giving a prana? Because oxygen is the one which it is
gives
like
us
a petrol
life
for a vehicle. If you don't put proper petrol, what will happen? They'll gradually go into a degenerative phase or get into some trouble. You get into a delirious state if it is very bad. But if it is minimal, it will produce a minimal delirious state, what we call is an anxiety, or some name you give it. So these are all things. And you have to spend some time for you by hearing some good music, because music is a frequency. Again, frequency harmonizes your brain waves, and that will reduce your stress level, right? So, and also see something or play with people. Now, in all the special senses are God given as only for some special purpose.
Yeah.
Just take some food like that. It's not that. We need to see for multiple varieties of food, and if you cannot afford to that, still you can have whatever minimum food you can have. You can still have some varieties. So if you are doing these fundamentals right, you have to have proper bowel clearance. Okay, these are all very simple things. If these are done, most of the time disease won't happen. That's how our elders were living, because they were addressing completely the fundamentals. We are not doing that. So there we land up in a problem. First, we try to, as integrated physicians, look into all these factors, streamline them, make them understand this is what it is, and then advise them. After that, automatically things will change. The very important thing is you also have to do some meditation. In the modern day, people don't believe in that, because stress is the cause for all the disease. No matter what you name any disease, I can tell you the link between that.
Okay.
Because a lot of stress hormones are there in the body. Okay, like adrenaline, noradrenaline, cortisol, DHEA. These are all things which can produce havoc, which are very good for the body, but it is double-edged sword. It can also produce a injury
negative
to the
impact.
system. So those things can be mellowed down by a good meditation, by hearing good music, and things like that. So meditation also plays a major role. It is a very good treatment. People don't understand.
This is Chennai Live, Radio Redefined.